Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk. What's up, everybody? This is Big Herc with Prison Talk, and we want to say thank you for tuning in to another episode. If you haven't got a chance to check out our website, check our website out at www.FreshOutSeries.com. And if you have any questions, feel free to email us at FreshOutSeries@gmail.com. We always answer as many questions as possible, and we look forward to hearing from you guys. Had a question from one of our viewers. Hey, Big Herc, I had a question. Is snitching ever justified? Here are 3 examples. What if you found out someone is hiring a hitman to kill you and your family? Number 2, if you witness an act of terrorism on innocent people. Number 3, what if you witnessed one of the homies getting killed and somehow you knew exactly who did it? I would love to know some of your insight on these tough questions. Much love, keep up the great work. Snitching. Well, if you found out a hitman was trying to kill you and your family, you'd want to split that hitman's wig. Now, as far as getting like the police or the FBI or something like that involved, that's up to the individual. You know, not everybody's cut out for this gangster shit, so I wouldn't advise everybody to take matters into their own hands. But sometimes, you know, things have to be handled a certain way, and I'm not going to advocate violence in a situation, but you know, if you're a gangster from the street, you got a way of handling shit, you're going to handle it accordingly. I know if I knew of somebody trying to harm my family, I wouldn't hesitate to split their dome shot. That's all it takes, because I don't play that. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, I'm not going to allow anybody to infringe upon my family's rights or their freedoms or anything like that. Now, as far as an act of terrorism, hey man, that shit needs to be handled. You know, you can't allow people to terrorize other people. You know, when you're talking about like the World Trade Center situation or the situation that took place in Las Vegas, if you know something about a situation like that and you could do something to prevent it, why not stop it? Why would you let it happen? I mean, if you personally could make an impact, step up to the plate, quit being scared. As far as telling the police something, you know, informing them, you can do that and hopefully they'll act upon it. But I know of situations where people have been told things and they ignore it because for whatever reason, they maybe want that particular situation to take place. I'm not saying that this happens all the time. I'm not saying that, you know, this is something that occurs regularly, but I know of situations where things have been said and nobody did anything till after the fact. So you got to kind of weigh things out. I mean, if you know you got a crazy ass neighbor who's about some, you know, sick ass shit, hey man, you know, there's things you can do without me telling you what to do in order to neutralize that situation. So you got to think out the box, man, and you got to know your surroundings. And if you have somebody maybe personally that works for law enforcement that could actually act upon a situation like this, then you want to handle business. You know, you want to communicate. But by all means, terrorism is not to be tolerated. So handle your business with that. Now, as far as witnessing the homie get killed, slide for your homie. You know, you can go tell on whoever did it, but now you're labeled a snitch, and most likely you could be discredited. Number 2, you're looking at retaliation as far as for you running your mouth. Number 3, you know, if you're in the game, man, you know, these are fallouts from the game. You know, the game has a lot of other strings attached to it. So if you're out there running around and you busting caps and you doing dirt and then they busting caps back, you can't expect as soon as something happens to you, you go tell. You gotta ride the bus, man. It's part of the game, you know. I ain't never told on a motherfucker who shot at me or who tried to peel my cap, you know. I just took care of business, you know, and that's just what it is. But if you're in the mix, you know, you can't turn around and go start telling now when something happens to you because you're the you're the victim. It's all part of the game, man. There are certain rules to the street that you got to follow, and a lot of you motherfuckers to begin with shouldn't be in the game if you're going to be snitching. Go get you a job, put the pistol down, be a motherfucking nerd, you know. But that's my take on snitching in those 3 situations.